everyone, and welcome back. As always, I'm your girl, Candy Washington. And before we dive into today's episode, which is Mauricio Umansky being exposed again for more shady and fraudulent real estate, dealings. As we know, he is already facing a $32 million lawsuit for allegedly defrauding his clients and other brokers. And now there is a former ABC executive speaking out and saying that he too was done wrong by Mauricio Umansky. Okay, so before we dive in, go ahead and subscribe, like, and share. So this is an exclusive from Radar Online. They are breaking it down. It says, Dancing with the Stars, Mauricio Umansky slammed by ex-ABC executive over nightmare tenants who allegedly decapitated his Emmy statue. Yikes. All right. Now they're saying that there is a slim chance for Mauricio to win the mirror ball on ABC's Dancing with the Stars, since the executive who's accusing Mauricio Umansky of this fraudulent, shady real estate dealings is an ex-ABC executive. I don't agree with that. I mean, just because Mauricio did this ex-ABC executive dirty doesn't mean he can't win Dancing with the Stars. If ABC is being legit, it should be what the fans are voting, not the fact that he has this past beef with this ABC executive. But let's dive into what happened. So the Los Angeles homeowner who sued the Umansky-owned UMRO Realty Corp after its brokers placed the alleged tenants from hell into his $12 million home is none other than Stephen McPherson. Now, Stephen McPherson is the former Emmy Award-winning president of ABC Primetime Entertainment from 2004 to 2010. Again, ABC is the same network that hosts Dancing with the Stars. You see what I'm saying? So he's on ABC's Dancing with the Stars. However, an ex-ABC executive is now suing Mauricio Umansky. Okay. Now, basically, Stephen, the executive, is saying that the tenants who were highly recommended by, quote, money-hungry UMRO realtors, again, which is Mauricio's company, allegedly decapitated his 2005 Emmy statue, along with causing $1 million in damages to the property, furniture, designer clothing, and the garden. So he's basically saying Mauricio's company and his realtors recommended these tenants, and these tenants caused over $1 million in damages, and they were horrible, and that's why I want to sue. You see? Quote, the sad thing about all of this is that the tenants themselves were never brought to justice, and it's really horrific and unfortunate, McPherson told Radar Online in an exclusive interview. All I know is that in UMRO's recommendation, they said that they had worked with them for years and that they were vouching for them, he added. You tell me what that means. As RadarOnline.com reported, McPherson's lawsuit was filed in May of 2021, naming UMRO and two of its real estate agents who steered the married couple into the furnished $12 million mansion in October of 2020 under a 6-month lease at $55,000 a month, court documents showed. Now, I think it's telling that this lawsuit came in May of 2021, and Mauricio's $32 million lawsuit was filed in 2019. So this is about 2 years apart. And the reason why I'm bringing up those dates is because I also think it's very telling that now Kyle is saying that she wants to divorce Mauricio. Well, not divorce, but we're separated, all of this stuff. I think a part of the whole Kyle wanting to separate from Mauricio is because Mauricio and his companies are getting all of these multi-million-dollar lawsuits. So the best way for Kyle and Mauricio to try to protect their assets is to put everything in Kyle's name, to say that they're separated. So in case anything goes down, they can't come after their properties and their money if it's in Kyle's names and they're allegedly separated or getting divorced. A lot of couples do this when one partner is facing either a lot of debt or a lot of lawsuits or judgments against them. This is their way of trying to protect their money and their assets. That's one theory I have as to why now all of a sudden Kyle wants to leave Mauricio. Very similar to what Erica Jane Girardi tried to do with Tom Girardi. The moment Tom Girardi got into legal trouble, oh, he cheated on me, we're divorcing, we're separated, blah, 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 right? So I think it's telling that all of these lawsuits are happening back to back, and then all of a sudden Kyle wants to leave. Let's keep going. The couple allegedly proceeded to rummage through a storage closet and damage expensive collector designer clothes, removed and vanished artwork and furniture, pillaged the wine cellar and gift 2 couches to the housekeeper's husband. McPherson said items are still missing. When the lease expired in April of 2021, the couple allegedly refused to leave and decided to homestead rent-free, forcing McPherson to file eviction papers in housing court at the height of the COVID-19 pandemic. We finally got an eviction with the LA County Sheriff after 6 months, a frustrated McPherson told RadarOnline.com. Wow. Umansky's firm is accused of knowing about the tenant's checkered past and history of fraud, but did not disclose that to McPherson. So once McPherson regained access to the home, he surveyed the tornado-like damage. Once an Emmy is broken, it's broken. You can't fix it per se, he said sadly. There were a lot of things like the Emmy and other keepsakes, even just family things that were destroyed or stolen completely. This is not the first time Umansky has been accused of conducting a shady business deal through UMRO, which goes by the uber swanky name, The Agency. So this is the same exact company that we see on Buying Beverly Hills on his Netflix show. As RadarOnline.com reported, Kyle Richards' estranged husband is being sued by a developer and his retailer for allegedly ignoring their $40 million bid to purchase the seized home of Theodoro, the sticky-fingered playboy son of a president of an oil-rich African nation. Umansky was contracted by the federal government to sell the Malibu spread, but instead purchased it himself with partner Mauricio Oberfield. The duo then resold the mansion for nearly $70 million a year later, netting a $37 million profit. Now, this is important because I think the reason why the agency and Mauricio and his business partners haven't been able to get out of this one is because it is against the federal government. So the federal government came to Umansky and the agency and asked them to sell this house because the person who owned the house, this Teodoro person, the son of the African dictator, he was in trouble legally. And so that's why the federal government stepped in, because a part of the proceeds of selling the house was going to go to paying back restitution to the government for what the Teodoro and his father and his African father dictator shady dealerships were. So I think this is a big reason why Mauricio and his partners are going to have to pay the piper, because it's not like they just screwed over another person. They screwed over the federal government. So that's why this situation is very different. And that's another reason why I think Kyle was like, let me say I'm separating from you to get our assets, because now it's the federal government coming against us. You see, it's a very different situation. All right. That battle is also being fought in LA Superior Court, where the developer seeks about $35 million in damages. An infuriated McPherson charged UMRO agents knew about the couple's checkered history of alleged fraud, especially since the realtor company was involved in a similar 2015 judgment that involved a $131,000 payout. Wow. McPherson, who alleged the couple are notorious con artists maliciously doing this for many years, stopped short of accusing Umansky's UMRO of working in cahoots with the couple. He says, I think the agency have so many lawsuits against them. It's just crazy that they're still doing business regularly around town, he added. It's hard to believe. Sadly, I understand the sentiment saying it's hard to believe, but it's actually not, because if you think about all of these career, decades long criminal con artists, they've been doing it for so long. Think about Tom Girardi. He was doing his Ponzi schemes literally for about 4 decades. He's in his 80s and he just got caught, quote, caught doing it, even though everybody knew. There are so many people. Look at Jen Shaw. She was doing it for years. There are so many people who are doing these scams literally for years in broad daylight, and everybody knows about it. It's crazy. It's crazy. UMRO denied the allegations and filed a cross complaint against the couple and the shell company used to rent the home, court document shows. Of course, they're going to deny it. Of course, they're going to try and do something back to try and get out of it. But this is bad. This is really bad. Basically, what they're saying is happening is that, oh my goodness gracious, it's Mauricio Umansky, the agency / UMRO, is basically, they're alleging, is in cahoots with this con artist couple. Very similar to what was alleged regarding, Teddy Mellencamp's husband and his shady, quote, security company. They have multiple lawsuits against them. There were questions of whether or not they were in cahoots with all of the alleged break-ins with Kyle Richards and Mauricio Umansky's properties, with Dorit Kemsley and PK Kemsley's property. Both of them used Teddy Mellencamp's husband's, Eddie's, security company. But yet, each time they used his security company, their houses were broken into and they got huge insurance payouts. So it's not far-fetched to say that these people are in cahoots when it comes to these schemes, frauds, and scams. Again, everything is alleged. So I want to know what you guys think. Put it down below. What do you think is going on with, the agency being sued left and right? What do you think is going on with Mauricio's cheating allegations? What do you think is going on with Kyle, all of a sudden wanting to separate from Mauricio once all of these lawsuits are hitting, and not just hitting, but they're sticking this time? That's what I think the difference is. I think that they've been able to get out of the lawsuits in the past, either by like some little payout or some NDA, or getting it dismissed using their power and their money. But the difference is this time, the lawsuits are sticking and they're very public. So put it down below. I want to know what you guys think. But before you do that, go ahead and like, subscribe, and share, and I will talk to you next time. Bye.